Once upon a time, in the noisy, bustling city of Onitsha, where traders shouted prices in Ochanja market and commercial buses honked like impatient goats, there lived a family of 4 brothers. Their story wasn't the typical story of riches or fame, but one of laughter, frustration, tricks, and the lessons that could only be learned as a family. The Nwosu family lived in a 2-bedroom flat, tucked behind the bustling Ochanja market. The air always smelled of fried akara from the street corner, mixed with the sharp scent of exhaust fumes. The family's life was simple, but inside that house were enough dramas to fill a theater. Obi, the eldest, was in his mid-30s. He worked in a bank, always serious and always tidy. He ironed his shirt until the collars stood like soldiers, and he never left home without polished shoes. He believed life was about discipline and planning. People in the neighborhood often say, Obi no dey laugh anyhow. Emeka, the second brother, was a hustler. In his early 30s, he owned a small auto parts shop near Main Market. He dressed loud, gold chain shining, cologne thick enough to announce his presence before his voice did. Emeka loved to talk about money and business. He called himself CEO of Hustle Limited, even when his business wasn't doing well. Ifeanyi, the third brother, was calm, soft-spoken, and always behind glasses that slide down his nose. He was the tech guy. He fixed phones, laptops, and even radios for the neighbors. People said he was stingy, but in truth, he just liked to calculate everything before spending. And finally, Chike, the last born, 21, still in university, playful, dramatic, and the family's billing master. Chike had perfected the art of asking for money. He could twist a story so well that before you knew it, you were opening your wallet. Whenever he was broke, and that was often, his brain became a theater of ideas. He would call each brother in turn, tailoring his excuses like a tailor cutting fine clothes. Their parents were retired school teachers. Papa read newspapers daily, with red pen in his hand, underlying errors in headlines. Mama sold provisions downstairs, detergent, sugar, milk, and biscuits. Not because she made much profit, but because it kept her busy. They were proud of their sons, but when it came to Chike, they often shook their heads and prayed. It was a hot afternoon in Onitsha. The fan in Chike's hostel's room creaked loudly as if begging for retirement. He stared at his empty wallet. Hunger growled inside him like a restless lion. He knew what to do. He picked his cracked phone and dialed Obi. "Big bro, my mentor." "Good afternoon, sir," Chike began, his voice soaked in drama. Obi sighed inside the bank's air-conditioned brick room. "What is it this time, Chike?" "Brother," Chike groaned, "exams are coming. I need to buy textbooks or I will fail. I am in urgent academic danger." Obi narrowed his eyes. "Which textbooks?" Chike froze. He wasn't prepared for that. He stammered, then blurted, "Practical Love and Economics and Advanced Social Media Networking for Engineers." Obi blinked. "Love and Economics?" "Yes, sir," Chike pressed on. "It's about combining feelings and finance. Very important course." Obi pinched the bridge of his nose. "Chike, you are a sociology student, not a clown." "Brother, please, without these books, my GPA will fall like NEPA light." Obi sighed. Memories of little Chike holding his hand on their way to school softened him. "Fine, I'll send you 10,000, but send me the real book list by email. Don't play with me." Chike's face lit up. "Ah, big bro, promotion will locate you like GPS." The alert came. Chike smiled wide, pocketed his phone, and shouted down the hostel corridor, "Boys, who is ready for shawarma and malt?" Later that night, he posted an Instagram story. Textbook planning with the boys. The video showed tables crowded with food wrappers. Obi saw it and texted one line. "So, textbook now means shawarma." Chike replied quickly, "Research fuel, sir." 2 days later, Chike's wallet was dry again. He scrolled his contact, stopped at Emeka, and smiled. He died. Boss MX, the Lion of Ochanja, I hail you. Emeka was at his shop arguing with a customer about the price of spark plugs. Chike, what do you want? Brother, I want to start a small hustle. Chike said solemnly. Maybe POS, maybe selling recharge cards. I need only small capital, 30,000. Emeka's eyes brightened. Ah, now you are talking like my brother. Business is life. Even Dangote started small. You must hustle. Hustle, hustle. He gave a 10-minute motivational lecture right there in the shop. Bros, I am under your mentorship, Chike said, nodding vigorously, though nobody could see him. Emeka felt proud. He said 15,000. Start small, show me result and I'll add more. By evening, Chike was at a hostel party, wearing new white sneakers. When Emeka called to ask how the POS setup was going, loud music blasted in the background. Chike, where are you? Emeka asked. Chike ran outside and whispered, Marketing, sir. I am positioning the brand in consumers' mind. Emeka paused, confused, then sighed. This boy will kill me one day. Another week passed. Chike's pocket was empty once again. He smiled as his eyes landed on Ifeanyi's name. He called, groaning loudly, Brother, disaster. My laptop crashed before exams. I cannot submit my project. Ifeanyi raised an eyebrow behind his glasses. Send me a photo. Chike panicked. His laptop was actually fine. Then he ran outside and saw a neighbor's broken Tiger generator. He snapped a picture, cropped it, and sent it to Ifeanyi. Ifeanyi zoomed in. The word Tiger glared back at him. He burst into silent laughter. So, your laptop uses petrol now, he typed. Chike replied instantly. Brother, don't joke now, I am in pain. Ifeanyi shook his head. He transferred 8,000 quietly, then called Obi and Emeka. Gentlemen, Chike just sent me a generator photo and called it a laptop. Watch him. He'll be again soon. Let's catch him. One Thursday evening, Chike was desperate. He typed the same message to both Obi and Emeka. Bros, urgent school project. The lecturer needs payment before morning. Please send 20k. Within minutes, Obi called Emeka. Did Chike just ask you for urgent project money? Obi asked. Yes, 20,000. You too? Yes. They both went silent, realizing they had been played. Emeka growled. Time to end this boy's billing career. Ifeanyi chuckled. Let's plan a family meeting. The Nwosu sitting room was filled with tension. Mama arranged chairs. Papa sharpened his gaze behind his glasses. Obi, Emeka and Ifeanyi sat waiting. Chike entered like a prince, smiling. My kings and queens, the economy is hard but love is stronger. Sit down, Obi said. Chike, Ifeanyi began. Show us your laptop. He placed the generator photo on the table, zoomed in on Tiger. Everyone laughed, except Chike. Obi pulled out the real book list from Chike's department. No course called Practical Love and Economics. Emeka folded his arms. Where is your POS umbrella? Chike scratched his head, still in transit. The brothers shook their heads. Mama tried to hide her laughter behind her wrapper. Finally, Papa cleared his throat. Young man, tell the truth. Chike sighed. His shoulders dropped. I'm sorry. I lied because I'm ashamed. I don't want to look poor in school. My friends wear sneakers, they post parties, and I don't want to beg. So I create stories. Silence followed. Obi's heart softened. Emeka scratched his beard. Ifeanyi pushed his glasses up. Obi said gently, we would have given you money for food. You don't need to deceive us. Mama took Chike's hand. We want you to succeed, but not this way. Papa nodded. From today, no more billing. Your brothers will help, but with rules. You will plan, report, and work. They named it Project Chike. The next week, Emeka set up a small kiosk beside his shop. A blue umbrella, plastic table, and a sign, Chike Pay -POS and accessories. Obi prepared a budget. Ifeanyi gave him a second-hand phone with WhatsApp business installed. Mama brought zobo and meat pies. Papa sat nearby, pretended to read a newspaper, but watched closely. The first day was slow. By the third day, business improved. Chike served customers, installed screen guards, and even caught a fraud attempt with Ifeanyi's guidance. At night, he brought his ledger home. Obi checked the records. Emeka gave noisy advice. Ifeanyi suggested small digital tricks. Mama blessed him and Papa gave him words of advice. For the first time, Chike felt pride in honest work. During exams, Chike grew tired. One night, he was broke again. He hovered over Obi's contact. The script of Urgent 2K danced in his head. But then, he remembered the kiosk, his family's faces, Mama's hand squeeze. Instead, he posted a promo on his WhatsApp business. Free screen guard with earphone purchase tomorrow. The next day, sales boomed. He covered his knees without lying. Later, he sent his ledger photo to his brothers. We move. On a Sunday afternoon, the table overflowed with rice, chicken, and plantains. After eating, Papa asked Chike to speak. Chike stood, voice steady. I used to be the master of billing. I thought I was smart. But smart is not always wise. You could have punished me, but instead, you gave me a business, a plan, and your time. I am sorry for all the lies, and I am grateful for the lessons. Tears filled Mama's eyes. The brothers clapped. Even Papa smiled. From that day, Chike was no longer just the billing master. He became a young man learning the worth of work and the sweetness of trust. In Onitsha, people often said, every family has that one last born who knows how to bill. But the Nwosu family learned that billing could not last forever. What lasts is love, patience, and guidance. And whenever Chike's old habits whispered to him, he would laugh and say, fast money is loud, but honest money sleeps well. Thank you for watching this story. What lesson did you take away from this story? Share your thoughts with me in the comments. Give this story a like, share this story with your loved ones, and subscribe to this channel if you have not done so by now. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next story. And remember, every tale carries a lesson if only we choose to listen. Until I bring another true life tale your way, bye-bye.